Hey, it's James Taylor here. I was talking with the Korean designer Jinsop Lee the other day, and we were having a conversation about design thinking and his 5 senses approach to design as well. And let me give you an example of this. He has a friend who is a designer who was asked to design a solar-powered clock. So how would you think about designing a solar-powered clock? And what he did was he put together 5 magnifying glasses, and under each magnifying glass was a shot glass, and in that each shot glass was a different scent. So he arranged these by the window, and then what would happen is at different times of the day, a different scent would be activated because the sunlight would be going through the magnifying glass, which would be hitting the scent in the shot glass. So he could actually walk around his home and he would know what time of day it was simply by the scents that were being released. And this got me thinking about how, as creatives, we're sometimes missing a trick because we often think in just 1 or 2 senses when we're creating and promoting whatever work we've done as well. And let's have a think about restaurants. There's a great chef in the UK called Heston Blumenthal. And what he's very good at doing is activating all the senses of his customers, of his diners that are in his restaurants. So instead of just stopping at the usual ones, which is the sense of taste, what the taste is of food, or maybe the perfume or the sense of smell that's kind of going on as well, he adds these other elements. So it's there's some interesting visual things that are kind of going on in the space as well. But also the sound, think of the sound design of the restaurant as well is very important. And then finally, the tactile nature of the materials on the furniture, going into that level of detail, thinking of the cloths, the knives, the fork, thinking very broadly about all these different 5 senses and how those could add to the experience. Now, if you've ever been to a music festival, if you think about when you've left that festival and think about it a couple of years later, often the things that will remind you of that festival, make you think about that festival, is not just listening to the artist that you saw performing there or seeing them on YouTube. It's also maybe certain smells as well, or certain touches as well. So you're using these other 5 senses. So good festival directors are also thinking that, because they probably, when you leave that festival, they don't want you leaving just thinking of the smell of like really bad smelling food or something. They want you to have that fully sensory experience. And if we think about authors, authors are usually great when they're writing at describing these different senses in their writing, but when it comes to actually marketing and promoting their books, they just go with the one. They might just go with the written word, maybe doing some articles for it, or they may just do like a video like this, so they're just using the visual side of things, or maybe they may go on podcasts as well. And so they're bringing in a couple, but if you were to reimagine what it could be to actually market your products and actually thinking of all the 5 senses, it becomes very interesting. Now, great teachers know how to do this instinctively. Great teachers are always thinking about the fact that the different students will like to learn in different types of ways. There'll be different modalities, learning modalities. So you may be the kind of student where you love watching videos, and that's how you enjoy learning. You love watching someone talk or someone teach, and that's how you can internalize information. But maybe you prefer to read. Maybe you prefer to listen to something. Maybe you prefer to go to an experiential event where you can talk with other people and discuss the issues that you're learning, and that's how you like to learn. So great teachers are already doing this all the time as well. And regardless of what you're creating, you could be an entrepreneur, a musician, a designer, an artist, an author, whatever it is you're creating, think about how you could add different levels of modalities, different types of senses into what you're creating and how you're promoting it to make it a much more immersive experience for your reader, for your fan, for your follower, the person that's interested in the creative work that you're doing. I'm just going to leave that with you just now. I hope that's been useful. If you're not watching this or listening to this at jamestaylor.me, please go there, and I would love to get your comments, or maybe things that you're working on just now, creative projects you're working on, and how you're trying to use these different senses to really create a much more immersive experience for your fans. Thanks for watching. Hi, it's James here. Did you enjoy that episode? If so, there's 2 things that we can do to continue the journey together. Firstly, I would love if you to subscribe, give us 5 stars, and leave a comment. Secondly, if you go to jamestaylor.me and enter your name and email address, I'm going to send you some free goodies all around creativity and innovation. Look forward to continuing the journey together.